Everybody, this is Prerna Joshi from the channel Prerna Joshi English Classes. Children, today I am explaining you the poem A Thing of Beauty. It is of class 12th. So, first of all, about the poet. This poem is written by John Keats. John Keats was a British romantic poet, fine, and basically this poem is an excerpt from his poem Endymion. Endymion, children, is a poetic romance, fine, and this poem Endymion is based on the Greek mythology, in which it is told that yes, Endymion was a beautiful shepherd, fine, and a poet also, and who lived on Mount Latmos, fine, and he had a vision. He had a vision to get Cynthia, the moon goddess, fine. So he decided that he should seek her. He should seek this moon goddess. So he started wandering away through the forest and down under the sea. So if you means after reading the poem, you will realize that when Endymion, when he went into the company of nature, fine. So how much he got fascinated seeing the beauty of nature, and because he was seeking for the moon goddess, in search of moon goddess, he just wandered here and there in the forest. But he was so much fascinated seeing the beauty of nature that his mind and soul got relaxation. Fine. So this theme echoes around the poem. Fine. So now starting with the text. Fine. Now see the text. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Its loveliness increases. It will never pass into nothingness. So poet here says that a thing of beauty, fine, has the power to give you joy forever and ever. Means only those things are considered beautiful things which are a source of constant joy, constant pleasure, constant delight, and they are an immense source of joy. Fine. Its loveliness increases, means with the passage of time, its loveliness goes on increasing. It increases with the passage of time, and it will never pass into nothingness. Means it has such power to provide you immense joy that it is never reduced to nothingness. Fine. It is not possible that after a particular period of time it will not give you happiness. No. Why? Because they are a permanent source of joy. They are not momentary. They are not for a particular period of time. Fine. Because they are permanent. They have a permanent value. They are a permanent source of joy in a person's life. But will keep a bower quiet for us, and a sleep full of sweet dreams and health and quiet breathing. Fine. They have such permanent source of joy in a person's life that suppose a person is moving in the scorching heat of sun. Fine. And he later on he sees a tree, and he comes under the shade of the tree. So under the shade of the tree, fine, if he is tired, so he will feel relaxed, and he will go to sleep. Fine. So he will have a good sleep, sound sleep, and he will have sweet dreams over there. Fine. And in this way, he will have a good health, and he will be able to breathe properly. Fine. Quiet breathing he will have under the shade of the tree. So in the same manner, poet is trying to say that this life is full of trials and tribulations. Fine. So many hardships and pains and stress and anxieties we get in this world. Fine. So this nature, fine, nature works like a shelter place for earth, for the human beings. Fine. So see, you can understand this way. See, whenever you have any problem, fine, so in order to let out your disturbed emotions, you go in the company of such person whom you trust the most. Fine. Fine. And you let out your feelings, you let out your emotions, you explain everything to that very person. Fine, and your mind and soul get relaxed after letting out your emotions. So in the same manner, the poet is trying to say that whenever you are in despair, whenever you are dejected, whenever you are in pain, you are sad, you are passing through the gloomy phase of your life, go in the company of nature. Fine, so it will work like a shelter place for you, that shelter place for you where you can where means you can let out your emotions. Fine, where after seeing the beauty of nature, you will feel fascinated, and you will forget all your pains, and your mind and soul will feel relaxed. Fine, so it's like a bower, it's like a shelter place for the human beings. Fine. See again, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. Its loveliness increases. It will never pass into nothingness, but will keep a bar quiet for us, and a sleep full of sweet dreams and hell and quiet breathing. Therefore, on every morrow means morning, we are reading a flowery band to bind us to the earth, spite of despondence, of the inhuman dearth, of noble nature, of the gloomy days, of all the unhealthy and over-darkened ways made for our searching. The poet says that, therefore, because we know that nature has such power to provide us happiness forever and ever, again and again. Fine, because it is not momentary. Therefore, on every morning, we try to wreath a flowery band, means we try to connect ourselves in one way or other to the earth. Fine, spite of despondence, because what we find here in this world, despondence, spite of despondence, we find the despondence, the disappointments we get here. Children, despondency is that condition where we have a permanent gloom. Fine, means permanent stage of sadness, gloominess, when you feel that there is now no ray of hope left in your life. This is called despondency. Fine, so in spite of despondence, of inhuman dearth means lack, that human beings here lack sensitivity. Fine, they are not sensitive people. They are cruel hearted people. Human beings are cruel hearted people. They do not care for the emotions of other people. Fine. Similarly, there is lack of noble natures. We do not get the noble natured people here, good people here. Fine, great people here. Of the gloomy days. So that's why all this make our life gloomy. Fine. Of all the unhealthy and over darkened ways, means sometimes we get that people here use the unhealthy ways to fulfill their dreams. Fine, they means their way, they play the tricks here. They are so clever. They play intrigues here. They make plans. Fine, so they make unhealthy plans and over darkened ways. Fine, so evil ways they use, and such evil ways of which we do not get any solution how to get out of these evil ways of the people. Fine, and all these things make our life gloomy, sad, and we feel very much dejected, sad, and disappointed and disheartened. Fine, but see here, made for our searchings, yes, in spite of all, means in spite of all these things, because here poet is trying to say that life is full of trials and tribulations. Fine, where we cannot trust anyone, where we have no faith on anyone. Fine, life is full of despondency, where we do not get any ray of hope anywhere. Fine, people because here play wrong methods. Find unhealthy ways they use, and we do not get any solution to come out of all these unhealthy ways of the people. Fine, but in spite of it, some shape of beauty moves away the pall. Pall means the covering, means in spite of all these things, fine, some shape of beauty, something, so many things are available here in this nature, in this earth, fine, that moves away this pall of, this layer of, this veil of, this covering of evil. fine, from our dark spirits, from our sad spirits, and it has all these beautiful things of nature, fine. It lifts the veil of despondency. It lifts the veil of the covering of the layer of despair, dejection, fine. And from our dark spirits, means dark means here from our sad spirits, from our sad inner souls, fine. So what are these beautiful things which lifts the sadness from our inner soul, from our sad soul? So these things, he is naming certain things. These things are the sun, the moon, the trees, old and young, sprouting a shading bone, fine. So several things are available in this earth, fine. Several things are here in this nature which has a soothing effect in our mind and soul, and which sprout a shading bone, means which produce a shelter place for us, or which works like a boon, which proves a boon in a person's life, fine. Means whenever we are dejected, we are hopeless, we are sad, disappointed, and in despair, we are gloomy, fine. And means so go in the lap of nature, go in the company of nature, and you'll find that you are so much fascinated seeing the beauty of nature that it will change your mood, fine, and your sadness will be removed. So only these things which are available in nature has such power to provide you the happiness for ever and ever, fine. So the poet here is trying to say that only those things are considered the beautiful things which has the power to provide you constant source, immense source for ever and ever, fine. Not for a particular period of time, not for a particular moment, but permanently, which has the power to give you immense source of happiness. Only these things are considered beautiful things, and these things he's naming that these things are the sun, the moon, trees, fine, and trees, whether young or old trees, fine, but they have the power to provide you, to give you immense happiness, immense delight, fine. So, and they prove like a boon in a person's life, fine. So children, in this audio, this much only. Rest part we will do in second audio. You revise this much. Thank you, children.